ONAF is the National Association for Cheese Tasters, and so I'm part of it. This is why I'm here tonight. We've been cutting a ton of cheeses. My hands are sore from cutting. So we're at this great event called Bollicine, I'll Give You Bubbles. And the first cheese we are featuring is Pecorino del Laceno from Lake Laceno, province of Avellino. The second cheese we are offering tonight is Caciocavallo Silano. Sila is a region between Campania, Basilicata and Calabria where this Caciocavallo comes from. Pecorino Bagnolese is from Bagnoli Irpino, the area of Bagnoli Irpino, so basically on the mountains, and it's hard work to produce this 75-day-old cheese, because the sheep produce even less than a liter of milk a day. I'm here with the producer of a classic Pecorino Bagnolese from Bagnoli Irpino, so one of the cheeses featured tonight. Thank you for bringing it. Provolone del Monaco comes from the Amalfi Coast, from Agerola in the Multilattari Milky Mountains, all the way to Sorrento and Vico Equense, and is produced with the milk of Pezzata Rossa Agerolese, the mottled red cow from Agerola. It's 6 months old. Giuseppe represents a company called Alimentale, and it's part of the Vero project, which means true. So they check everything of the cheeses and groceries they sell, from the cows and the area they are from, to the milk, to the processing of the product, and finally they try to enhance the value of the product with a targeted distribution. Salvatore, who is busy cutting cheese, is the delegate of ONAF for Naples and the province of Naples, with years and years of work of experience. We have a secret operator, a secret assistant, a beautiful woman, but she has not allowed us to show her face, so all we have are images of her arms and beautiful hands. These are the people waiting in line patiently to taste the 4 cheeses on offer and on display tonight. We have the producer of Belenda explaining some of his sparkly wines. So we have a Charmat method, which is younger and fresher wine. The typical Italian Prosecco to produce spritz, but also to be tasted on its own. The producer just looked at me and said, "No way you're going to make a spritz with my wine." So this Prosecco is called San Fermo. It comes from the area of Valdobbiadene, a blessed area in Veneto region. We have 7.5 grams of sugar per liter, so it's a little bit less bitter than a Brut. Here we have our friend, the wine taster, who is pouring out the Brut, which goes down to 3.5 grams per liter. The Brut is a classic method. It has sat on the yeast, as we say in Italian, for 13 months. So it takes easily 3 years to produce this bottle of wine. Umberto Cosmo is the producer of these wines, who has graced the evening with his presence. So we thank him for being here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Cheers, everyone.
Salute.
Here we have the dressing of a very special dish. So we have paccheri di Gragnano, a form of pasta, and a sea urchin with cream and cinnamon. And I was just about to forget quoting the most important ingredient, lemon cream. So all the flavors of the Mediterranean Sea in one dish. So I asked for the name of a dish, and the lady, the chef, said, "What do you want? It's so creative that the ingredients make the name." Naturally, because this is Italy, wherever there is food, there are lines of people waiting. The next Prosecco on our bucket list is called Montelvini, another Charmat method Prosecco. This is an extra brut, so we're talking just a little bit sweeter, up to 12 grams of sugar per liter. In case the grapes have not fully matured, we can add up to 12 grams. It's an exquisite Italian sparkly wine, and we also have a cutlass to open the bottles of wine like a pirate would. The producers are from Treviso, so as north of as you can go in Italy. This time we have a crudité, a tartare of very special beef being served. The meat is Marchigiana beef, so from region Marche, and it's only dressed with salt and olive oil. And then we have a strange match with a herb, Greek basil. The restaurant offering this tartare is the Two Towers in Caserta.
Più esponenziale. Invece qui è una rosa, guarda che magro.
This is a piece of meat coming straight from Canada and then raised in Italy for another 12 months. It's none other than the typical American bison. So it follows its own diet in the States, and then it comes over here and it's raised to be very lean. Excellent protein content tonight. Here we have capellini, which are extra fine spaghetti with a tartare of raw fish, pesce stella, the starfish in Italian, dressed with a little bit of tomato sauce. Then we have parsley sauce with a little bit of collatura di alici, which means anchovies fish sauce. Brought to you by Mamma Elena from Vesuvius, but also from the Mediterranean. This is the chef. He certainly has love and passion for food. The tomato sauce is actually a mix of three different tomatoes, Piennolo, San Marzano and Sorrentino tomatoes. The dishes are being dressed with absolute gourmet knowledge. Here we have something new, something totally unheard of for the night. We have sparkly wines produced with a primitive method called metodo ancestrale, the method used by ancestors. So it's a re-fermentation in the bottle, exploiting the natural yeasts of the grape and the changes in temperature within the cellar. Here we have another great creation of Mediterranean cuisine, a dumpling, raviolo in Italian, Nerano style, so with zucchini and caciocavallo provolone del Monaco, paired with mussel from Capomiseno, so the Phlegraean fields, or the sea of the Phlegraean fields, and perfumed by lemons. The lemons are local too, so lemons of the Phlegraean fields of Procida and Sorrento are the best that region Campania can offer. This is a big smile from the very friendly staff. The name of the restaurant is Osteria Bugiarda, which means the Tavern of Liars. So Pinocchio in Italian. You don't know if they're lying about the food or about the bill, but they never lie about their passion. Italians know very well that Ferrari is not only a car brand, it's also a brand of one of the great Prosecchi in Italy, and this is a Ferrari classic method maximum. But the most famous bottle produced by Ferrari is Giulio Ferrari. So on the one hand we have Enzo Ferrari, the father of sports cars, and on the other hand we have Giulio Ferrari, the father of Italian Prosecco. Here we have a brut called the Contract, which is 80% black Pinot and 20% Chardonnay. So from region Piedmont, just to cover another piece of Italy. Our new friend, wine taster, just illustrated the main features of the contract. So the year is 2013. The region, as we said, is Piedmont, but there's a bit of a wind coming from Liguria, so a bit of air from the sea, from the Tyrrhenian Sea, bringing a little bit of salt with it. And the wine is quite robust, but any angles are, let's say, rounded out by the Chardonnay, and there is no sugar in this wine. It's pas dosé, so no sugar in it. Unexpectedly, the aftertaste is quite rounded. You know you're well into the night when the wine tasters start drinking. This is the mysterious cheese cutter that was helping me earlier, Rose. And this is also good night. We are truly exhausted after so many bubbles passing through, so much Brut and Prosecco. Lovely food, lovely people, lovely venue, Nabilah. And this is the final goodbye. These are the cheese producers, drunk after a night at Nabilah.